Forensic Codex, where you learn forensics, think scientifically, and discover the truth. We are here to suffice all your academic as well as all your real-time queries about forensics. Here, forensic sciences is explained in its most versatile form. Your concepts are made simple and clear. Your practical insights are upsurged, and your exam-focused content is provided with real-time case studies and keeping a very innovative focus on research. So first things first, we will be understanding what forensics is, how it came into being, and what actually made forensics to the shore. So determining the growth of forensics is something that we need to know, that how forensics came to the platform in India from 1849 to the digital age that we are currently experiencing. So knowing about the growth, its evolution, and which milestones it cracked. So meanwhile, before we move on to the development of growth of forensics, we need to know like what actually forensics is. So it is the forensics actually is a field where you see the amalgamation of two fields, that is the law and the science. It forensics, the field of science, it creates a link between law where it uses the principles of science and practicalities, its applications, and uses them in law in order to help the legal investigations and lawmaking bodies to deliver justice. As one of the most famous contributors of forensics, Edmund Locard, said that every contact leaves a trace, and we just are very much experienceful of this because we see it in every single aspect of forensics, that whenever there's a mutual exchange of traces takes place when there is a contact, and this is something that we rely on for every single evidence or every single investigation. Now moving on to the timeline and how actually like forensics developed, that 175 years of forensic growth that we need to know about how it actually happened. So we have like divided it into various eras which were the pillars of forensics development, and these all are starting from the foundation. Since while we try to build something, our home or any site we build, we create a foundation first of all, and here as well the forensic foundation era started from 1849 till 1900, and these actually like symbolize the revolutions. These all pillars symbolize how forensics revolutionized from foundation era till digital era. So for the foundation era, there were like toxicology, chemical labs, anthropometry, and fingerprints came into being, followed by the expansion era from 1900 till 1940, where the other fields like documents, serology, ballistics, and criminalistics were formed, and they were one of the most important parts of the forensic labs, since they were as a developed parts which helped in the detailed investigations. So then it was followed by the institutional era, which started from 1950 till 1970, where various institutions of this forensics were built, were founded, and it included state FSLs, it included CFSL network, detective schools, and GEQD labs, which was again followed by modern era, 1970 till 2000, where DNA profile by Sir Alec Jeffreys came into being. In 1984, BPRD came into being, and centers of excellences were found. Then the age that we are currently into is the digital era, and again the digital era of forensics started after 2000s, and here we have private labs, DNA typing, computer forensics, mobile forensics, cyber forensics, all is included. There is one memory hook that can make you remember these eras so that you can have a detailed and a deeper understanding of how forensics actually grew, how it evolved. So from foundation till digital, there were found these all eras, and you can remember it by a mnemonic, that is FEIMD, that is foundation, expansion, institution, modern, and digital. FEIMD, FEIMD. So you can remember it by this very short and quick mnemonic so that it gets very easier for you to understand and recapitulate things. Now we will be talking about the phase 1 of forensics, that actually was the building of the foundation, where one was not sure what forensics is. People did not know how forensics could help them, how it actually can provide services. So starting from 1849, there was like, it doesn't all started like in a Hollywood lab, but in Madras in 1849, where the government chemical examiners lab was formed, and followed by 1897 the fingerprint system came into being, and then 1904 GQD, handwriting analysis, GQD was formed and handwriting analysis was done. Then in 1905 Central Fingerprint Bureau, first fingerprint database, was created in India, and it was in Shimla. We can remember this date by the fact that we have 5 fingers in each hand, and this fingerprint bureau was formed in 1905, followed by the serology department in 1910 in Calcutta, which examined and analyzed blood and other body fluids. In 1930, the ballistics lab was formed, and we can remember this date by the fact that there are various firearms with 0.30 caliber. That's why 1930. As a mnemonic, we can try to just recapitulate this trick so that things get easier while remembering the dates. Now moving on to the phase 2, the CFSL staircase. We call it staircase because all this happened one by one, step by step, and it all came into being by the fact that there were like state FSLs first, there were GQD, and then CFSLs were formed. That was actually the need of the hour that CFSLs came into being. We will be starting from the 1952. It is kind of staircase, so we will jump into it from the lower step till the higher, moving in the ascending order, or either we can go in the descending one, but this ascending way will keep us updated in the order, and we can recapitulate things in a very rank-wise way. So, starting from 1952, this is the ground floor. Consider this as the ground floor's first step. First full FSL was formed in Calcutta, and India finally had a complete forensic lab. Then, just after 3 years, 1955, Delhi's Central Fingerprint Bureau restarted. It was interstate criminals were tracked there based on the fingerprints. Then, after just 1 year, the detective training school was found, and the scientific investigative trainings were given there. And just after 1 year, in 1957, CFSL Calcutta, its first multidiscipline CFSL was formed, and all the multidisciplines, all the different these fields of forensics came into a single roof for the very first time, followed by 1958, where the Central Forensic Institute, like CFSL, CTDS, and GEQD combined. And then in 1964, that was after 6 years, CDTS, Hyderabad plus GEQD, training and documents expansion took place. Now, post 1968 expansion, CFSL Hyderabad, and that was the second forensic sciences laboratory in 1968, followed by GEQD in Hyderabad 1969, and in 1972 CFSL Chandigarh was formed, and as of the current status, we have 7 total CFSLs, and first is like Calcutta that we know, followed by Hyderabad, Chandigarh, and then there is Bhopal, Pune, Guwahati, and Delhi. These are other 4 CFSLs that play a very important role in all the examinations, analysis, and uphold the dignity of forensic sciences. So we have a staircase trick here. So remember, when you just step onto the ground floor's first step, there is 1952, and we can remember it by 5, 5, 6, 8, 6, 7, 8, then double 6, 8. That means that this is 5, this is again 5, this is 6, this is 7, this is 8. These all 3 are in a row, then followed by 6 and 8, 6, 6, 2 times, and then 8. So it's 1952, 55, 56, 57, 58, 1964, and 1968. This can help you remember things in a row and in order as well. Now, since the growth of forensics was something that brought the fathers of forensics into the limelight, the ones who put their contributions into the development of forensic sciences, who are the pioneers and are called the fathers of forensic branches. These are like 8 names, 8 fields. I'll give you a trick for this. Let's go card by card. Think for example, these are all cards. 8 cards are there. For the first card, this is about forensic science. It was Edmund Lockhart, which said that he locked the trace principles, which means that every crime scene is locked with evidence. You just need to find it. And how you need to find it? By the fact that every mutual exchange leaves a trace. It means that whenever there is the exchange, there is a contact, there's an exchange of the traces. So the lock, we can remember it by the fact that it's LOC, Lockhart, Edmund Lockhart, the mutual exchange principle. Now, next, coming to the forensic thinking, next card, there is Arthur Conan Doyle. He never worked in a lab, he just wrote fiction, but Sherlock Holmes taught generations of investigators how to think. So Doyle is actually the deduction of Holmes, D for deduction. He was like the contributor for Sherlock Holmes' thinking of deducting things. He wrote fiction, and it is about forensic thinking. Next, coming on to the third one, we have like criminal ID and photography. This is very important. Like Bertillon covered 2 fields, and criminal identification and forensic photography. It means that he is the overachiever. He has 2 fields that he contributed for. So you should not write 1 field in your exam. Remember, Bertillon means 2 fields. As A and B are the first 2 letters of our alphabets, it means Bertillon was involved in 2 fields. So followed by the DNA fingerprinting, where like John Jeffries or Sir Eric Jeffries, just contributed to the fact of DNA fingerprinting. He in 1984, where DNA rays like X-rays are used to identify your identity. It means that he used the VNTRs or STR. They are the DNA rays. They are actually the rays that are unique to everybody. He discovered DNA profiling and actually changed the criminal justice forever. You can remember it by this DNA rays, Jeffries. So coming on to the fifth card, that is blood group ID. The fact that this was discovered by Carl Landsteiner, land in blood. It means land in blood. So you can remember it by this mnemonic that land in blood means we have ABO both. Land in blood, it means we have ABO both, that is our blood groups. So Carl Landsteiner was the one who discovered this, and blood has types like A, B, O, and AB together. Before Landsteiner, blood transfusions were killing people, like because nobody knew types existed. So there was like blood transfusion out of nowhere, and people were just transfusing blood of A into B, B into. So people were dying because of it. Now coming to the sixth one, that is the father of ballistics, Calvin H. Goddard, and you can remember it by this mnemonic that Goddard, God of guns. That would be quick and very easy for you to recapitulate this. He proved that you could match a bullet to the exact gun that fired it. Isn't that revolutionary? Like, you can match how the bullet belongs to a particular firearm. And now moving on, there is the seventh card, that is Criminalistics. That was, and the father of it is the Hans Gross. You can remember it by the mnemonic Gross crime scenes. He wrote first systematic textbook on the crime scene investigation in 1893, the original crime scene investigation, and we can remember it by its the second name, that is the gross crime scenes. So now Matthew Orfila, the modern toxicology, he father of modern toxicology, and he's called the father, whereas the grandfather of toxicology is known as Paracelsus. Matthew Orfila gave us the origin of toxicology. So we can remember it by O.R. Hare, an originator of toxicology. He's the reason why we can detect poison in body today. So now moving on to the modern era, that includes digital, DNA, and private forensics. This all is included in it. So in 1960, Indian Academy of Forensic Sciences was formed, followed by 1971, where ICFS LNJP Institute in Delhi Training and Research Institute, that it is basically. In 1983, Forensic Division at BPRD was formed, a creation of Chief Forensic Scientist post. And in 1988, DNA Typing Lab, CFSL, Kolkata, and in 1998, CFSL Center of Excellence focused on R&D specialization, whereas in 2007, Truth Lab's first private FSL of India was formed, private lab. So Indian forensic growth, like 1849 first lab established, 29 key milestones are there, 33 founding scientists are there, 8 CFSLs. The 8th one is being constructed in Samba, and it will be done by mostly 2030 or 2032. In 2007, private labs emerged. You can remember this 2007 trick by the fact that James Bond goes private in 2007. So Truth Labs' first private FSL was formed. And it like, if the earlier eras were about building labs, this particular modern era was about it's about actually breaking barriers. So these are all included in the modern era. Now again, I want you all to understand how actually the growth chart of forensic seems. So this can make you understand things in a jiffy, since there are labs and institutes per decade shown here based on the timelines, and these are the numbers which include the labs and institutes. So here from 1949 till 1900, 1849 till 1905 labs and institutes were formed, followed by 4 in the next 1901 to 1920, 1921 to 1943, 6, 8, 4, and 2001 to 2010, 3. So forensic branches today are here shown in a pie chart, which show that biology, DNA divisions are here 13%, document divisions are here, physical evidence divisions or branches, we can say toxicology, and toxicology is 15%, trainings are there for 13%, others are 22%. For DNA and biology, we have like 22%. So for trainings, there are 13%. There is one key insight from this, that the 1961 to 1980 decade saw the highest growth. That is, 8 institutions were formed due to the CFSL network expansion and GQD Hyderabad and ICFS Delhi. This was the most important decade. Now there's a quick recall memory tricks that is a kind of cheat sheet for all you to remember things before the end of the session, so that you can make a very quick recall And with that, again, there are 8 cards. First of all, we will talk about 1848 toxic Madras, and Madras today Chennai is hot and spicy, and you can remember it by the fact that there was toxicology. Next is CABL cable, 1853 till 70. It was Calcutta, Agra, Bombay, Lahore cable spreading chemical labs. So you can remember it by CABL, that the cable was spreading chemical labs. Done in 1892. Bertillon measured 1 8 plus 9 plus 2 is equal to 20 parts, that is 20 body parts measured, and anthropometry was there in Calcutta, was found. So in 1930 ballistics, as I already said, 0.30 caliber bullet trick can make you remember this. Again, there is a 5 5 6 7 8 staircase where different CFS cells were formed, different institutes, training institutes were formed, fingerprint bureaus were formed, starting from 55 till Central Institute. And in 1984, and then after in 1998, DNA, both DNA labs and Center of Excellence is in 1998, same year. This you can remember by 29 are there, and you can remember it by the fact that these all were formed in same year. And in 1984, since Sir Alec Jeffreys discovered DNA fingerprinting, and this helped in the establishment of this DNA labs and Center of Excellence in 1998. Again, 2007 Truth Labs, James Bond goes private. So K before H, it means Kolkata GEQD 1964 was formed before Hyderabad GEQD, which was in 1969. Here, although in the alphabetic series H appears before K, but here we'll go the other way around. If we go in the reverse sequence, then K appears before H, and here also we will remember it by this fact. Now I have a quick, very quiz, and this quiz date time for you, and you can remember it by pausing the video here and getting to know how much you were able to understand by the particular lesson. This is about the quiz. This is again the quiz, and now there are key takeaways about this entire video regarding forensic growth in India. First of all, 1849 forensics started in with toxicology in mothers, toxic mothers, CABL, mnemonic, toxic mothers by the fact that there's hot and spicy food, so you can remember it that it gets toxic to stomach, so you can remember it by the fact that it is toxicology. And CABL, mnemonic, Calcutta, Agra, Bombay, Lahore chemical labs, 5568 678 staircase, that is CFSL institutions between 55 till 58. DNA typing lab established in 1998 in CFSL Hyderabad. Quick trick 4007, low cards principle, every contact leaves a trace, the foundation of forensics. And we should always remember the truth always leaves a trace, so we need to learn to read it. Truth, whenever there is anything that relies on the fact that the truth takes the upsurge always, like truth shows even if it's hidden beneath the mountains or beneath the seas or oceans. So on that note, I want you all to like and share and subscribe to my channel, and I hope you all had a very insightful session, and this made you understand things in a very fruitful way.